At Quinnipiac, we see more than a campus. We see a community built to ignite passions. We see more than a degree. We see the careers of tomorrow. We see more than a student. We see someone destined to make an impact.
Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
Well, worst, it's been a flurry of games here, a flurry of aggression. We are at our last one of the night. It's going to be St. John's going up against Quinnipiac.
Yeah, and this, by all metrics, is St. John's favored. I think they are looking like the second best team in the group. Quinnipiac have fallen to Siena College, so there's always work in this kind of situation where you're like, oh, this team beat this team, this beat this team, so whatever. But it should be said that Quinnipiac has seemed like that fourth in the group right now, which is unfortunate for them because they are they have had some cool things happening for them. They have some really good players, but every team has really good players in this group. So what can you do? It's not always enough. And for St. John's, they have some incredible players. They pushed St. John to the brink. They pushed Wichita to the brink, which not any other team has been able to do. It was 11-3 on split. It was 11-13 on split. It was incredibly close. That could have gone either way. But for now, it is Wichita State sitting at that 5-0, and St. John's is trying to play second fiddle.
That they are, and a win here against Quinnipiac is certainly going to help them in that endeavor. We're going to be headed to Bind for our map, so excited to see this one, right? At least I haven't seen it yet today on the cast. So can't wait to see exactly what each of these teams is thinking in terms of what they're gonna run out with.
Yeah, and now we're trying to see how these teams kind of change it up for the bind composition. And for these teams, I think the Astra has made its appearance before. Can make its appearance on this map, when paired with a Viper or even a Brimstone for that nature. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what these teams are going towards. I like the composition so far from Quinnipiac. If that was a Raze and not a Jet, and then you go in with a Sova as well, I think that's an extremely strong composition. I'm just a Sova enjoyer. You don't always have to play Sova on this map. It's not necessary or required, but I just like Sova a lot. Chamber there in that position is Chamber there in that position is also really good. But the compositions are fine. There's nothing again, I say for these teams, it's the meta, quote unquote, isn't as important as much as team comfortability and how much you can actually do with the comps. But there are some comps that inherently lack playmaking, which is where I kind of draw issue with them, which neither of these comps do. So as long as the comps have the ability to make plays, I'm fine with them.
Yeah, the only surprise that I would say that I see is no Raze on either
Raze
side,
is so good on this map.
Right. Yeah, Raze is just phenomenal on this map. So, if one of the teams had a Raze and the other didn't, I think I would be giving them a firm advantage on paper. But considering neither are, like you said, I don't really have any issue with what they're running out with. I think these compositional choices are fine.
Yeah, and we now have to kind of look towards what these teams are going to do to enable their certain picks. For example, the Reyna here is going to want the one-on-one duels. I've said this before, this entire group stage, maybe outside of Quinnipiac, where they aren't entirely this, but have kind of fallen into it because all the other teams are, where they are just trying to take 1v1s, they're trying to take duels, and they're trying to extend those duels time and time again. That's kind of been every single team. And for St. John's, they looked amazing at it earlier. Obviously, falling to Wichita is no bad thing. I mean, it's just a really strong team. A lot of fraggers on that squad. And we'll see what they can do here on Bind. Trident coming through with the first pick. And Sniper Bam as well, going to be kind of answering back. It's 1-for-1 as they kind of slow it down.
Yeah, that looked to be like a very, very quick push out onto B site, but they put the brakes on very, very quick worst, and opted to try to take stock rather of the situation and decide whether or not they want to rotate. But they've got a lurker back there as well. Sage, they're gonna meet this Chamber very, very soon. Oh no, Chamber doesn't spot them, and now that's a huge opportunity for Sage to come away with a kill. But they're able to swing back and find them. The trade will come in as Kenny falls, though. St. John's up by 1 at the moment. Make that 2. Spike is going to be planted. Now it's just going to be up to this lone Brim to see if they can come away with this 1v3. Breach, pardon me.
Yeah. Breach going to come through, not going to find it. And St. John's start out the attacking side in a good spot. If I'm not mistaken, St. John's played Bind against Siena College earlier. And you weren't there for that, so I want to. What was the scoreline for that one? You thinking?
St. John's versus Siena on Bind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's say 13-6.
13-1 for St. John. It was extremely dominant. I think this is going to be a team that loves Bind, really loves to push Bind. And if I see this going in a map pool against a Wichita State, for example, they lost to them on a close match on Split. They lost to them on, I believe, well, they lost them on Haven too, actually, before off stream. Well, that kind of goes my theory, I guess. Well, you know. Not everything comes to be, but it's still a very strong Bind team. So I guess Wichita beating them there is kind of also proof of how good Wichita is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It truly is, because right now St. John's looking great right here. They have winnowed down Quinnipiac to just 1 player. They don't stand for very long. That's a quick 2-0 for St. John's.
Quick 2-0, and St. John already onto the bonus. But here's the most important thing about them. They buy Vandals on 2nd round for small, so that on the 3rd round, they have a Vandal. And they also then buy Kenny and Op. But I think they're just selling that. Hopefully selling that. No, they're going to buy into this round. They have decided what they want to do is just kind of push the issue. We've seen this again and again. We saw this against Siena College. So I think this is kind of they want to do is just push this issue on the 3rd round. They don't want to lose bonus at all. They want to continue into it. It's not even a bonus anymore. You were just facing a full buy.
Yeah, it really is at this point. Good to see everybody mounting up for an A-side push. Grim Util comes out. That's going to allow them to push onto point. They try to clear it, but Quinnipiac going to be able to find out. Boy,
that's 2?
Yeah, that's going to be 2 now. St. John's in a little bit of an unenviable position, someplace they don't find themselves too often. Tried it, getting stunned as well. That's going to get a quick pick for Rody Rob. And Spike, they attempted to plant it, but it hasn't been dropped just yet. Big swing flick comes out from Small Nation to get that pick. We're going to see Breach throw out some util as well to try and push them out. They find another kill on the Sniper Bam, and all of a sudden, St. John's is at 2v2. This is definitely winnable. 1 player down. Just got to deal with Rody Rob. They try for the shot. They're going to use the heal, and Kenny is good for the follow-up.
And now Quinnipiac's economy is in shambles. But so what St. John's they lost. It's not really a bonus anymore. It's not really you can fault them for losing that. But it was just not the case there. They are going to have a lot of money here, actually. Surprising after losing a 3rd round that you'd have this much money, in my opinion. But they're gonna invest in as well. I think maybe someone else bought the op for Pops here, but I mean they're gonna have an op for Pops here. I think they kind of saved it knowing this was gonna happen. Oh, they're kind of half buying now. Okay, they're going away from the operator buy. They're kind of being dissuaded, so that 5K is going to get sat on this round, just the Marshal in their hands. But St. John's is definitely going to be an advantage in this round, to say the least.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I like this save here. It always feels scary when you got that that goose egg in the kill feed, but going down 4-0, not terrible, right? It's not great, but it's not terrible. Quinnipiac down to just one player. Popsia, seeing if they can get something through elbow here with this Marshall, but it's going to be very tough. Void does find them, and that's a flawless round for St. John's.
And I think they just have really strong executes on this site, on this map. I mean, they know what they need to do. They know the aggression they need to have, and they know this map. They know how to play it. Seen it before in this day alone. So even if they lost to Wichita, doesn't mean this team is bad on this map. They are actually quite good, and Quinnipiac is feeling that in full force. And this is the kind of style you're going to see them execute on the sites. Not really slow playing. They were slow playing against. I think they were slow playing against Wichita because of the composition and because it's split, and it's like really hard to just hard execute, especially against like into Astras and whatnot. I mean, it's just playing into Astra and trying to hard execute every round. It's like, oh
yeah.
But it is what it is. But this team, like, you see them in their natural environment. What they want to do is just absolute aggression.
Yeah, it really is, and it's working out well for them so far. Kenny gonna get blinded. That allows Invasive Karma to get a nice pick onto them. Sniper Bam good for one as well. And St. John's all of a sudden looking a little rough right now, down to just 3 players, but we've seen them fight back from behind before, so we know it's absolutely possible. They're gonna try and push the SU, continue to try and push this B site. Breach gonna lay out some damage and some stuns, but again, St. John's, they've struck back, right? It's now a 3v3.
I mean, yeah, it turned from a 5v3 into a 3v2 very quickly off of them just trying to peek down long and take them out. They're finally gonna, they're finally gonna find a trade there from Invasive Karma, but not even she's gonna be able to manage this one. And while Sage does take out the Sova on the other side of the map, you're now in a retake situation. You have res, but who are you gonna res? All your members are just down in the Octagon. I mean, literally everyone just died in the Octagon pushing these people. I mean, I'm not gonna go anywhere with that one. I'm not gonna say anything about that one, but that's the decision making, I guess.
That it is. We're gonna see a Quadruple come in here. Oh my gosh, Quad! They try to heal, but right when they were peeking, and they paid for that with their life.
Yeah, I don't know what that sequence was. It was a little,
it might have been a misclick. Who knows?
I mean, it was a misclick, obviously, but it was just the panic coming through. I mean, again, we just ran out here and died over and over and over again. It's kind of what it felt like. As coming into this next round, economy. I'm gonna say this a lot. Quinnipiac's economy is pretty bad. They've not found a single round in. Already 5 in a row here for St. John's. This is just reeks of the Sienna game all over again.
Yeah, it really does. St. John's an absolute powerhouse here. And 1 pick already in their favor. This is going to be a very fast push onto B site. We see the Seekers coming out as well. The glowing cabbages of doom trying to find their target. Quinnipiac down to just 3 players right now. They do find a trade on St. John's, but once again, it's up to Sage to try and save the day for Quinnipiac, but a 1v4 spike already planted. That's tough.
And they know where they are. So it's not looking great for them. They're what is this? What is this? What am I looking at here? They're walling up in spawn for some reason, trying to find something, but I mean, it's not going to find anything at all. You have Void hunting for this one. Gonna get maybe caught off by the Ghost, but no, the spray from the Vandal is just a little bit too good. And I mean, now it's honestly just going to be St. John's just kind of push the issue. They're going to have a buy here for Quinnipiac, but I mean, their buys so far have not proved effective.
No, they haven't. And look at this. St. John's, it's just been all Vandals all day, right? I think since round 3, I think was when they decided to just go for just all Vandals, and it's working in space for them. They've got 4 ults ready to go. So does Quinnipiac. And in fact, actually looking at the ult charge, they're identical. That's really kind of interesting. And very early orbital strike, gonna find Popsia in U-Haul, and that is a bad place to be caught in those kind of winding halls right there. The plant's gonna come out very early on. Kenny dealt with as well. We're gonna see Guiding Light come out to see if anybody is in CT. Omen, Invasive Karma, trying to go to spawn, seeing if they can come up behind the St. John's crew, but this might be too little too late, as it's a 2v5 again, and St. John's has just shown themselves to be dominant in these gun battles.
Mm-hmm. And now it's the 2v5 situation. Back to spawn we go! Apparently this is kind of a trend here with Quinnipiac members, as they go back here looking for the exit frags, potentially. They hear the foot of the hunters coming, but they escape into the... I'm not gonna say... It's the desert. I don't know what... The cacti of the desert instead of the foliage of the woods, I guess. I don't know. There's not really much out there to cover yourself. A couple of rocks, I guess.
Yeah. The bushes, the scrub.
I mean, can you even really hide in the desert shrubs though? Like they are thin, they are dehydrated, they are not fit for hiding. I mean, you really want to be in kind of a Mediterranean biome, maybe, for that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if you stack up a lot of the bushes, but then that's just
that looks weird, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks a little suspicious.
Exactly. Attackers mounting themselves for a B side push right now. We're going to see the guiding light go out and try and clear Hookah, and this is going to be a largely free push onto B. Hunter's Fury going to be loosed as well. Are they going to be able to find anything?
You fought well.
Oh, they find the chamber on the TP, and that's you know, when you're playing chamber, it hurts when that happens. It just hurts.
Yeah, I don't really own chambers, so I can't really talk about that. You know, it's difficult to get agents in that game without paying money sometimes. So
it is. It's so difficult. You got a hard grind to get them all. Spike is planted now. St. John's once again looking really good right here, but Quinnipiac strikes back. Just 2 players remaining for St. John's. Make that 1. Can they win this 1v3? They've gotten down to 2. It's Arena as well. That's absolutely possible. Can they get the 3rd? They trying to fight it, but the high ground controlled by Sniper. Man, I can't believe it. They do. 8-0 now the scoreline for St. John's.
They find the clutch, and man, I mean, Smalls Nation has been electric for them on this Reyna. I mean, the last time they played on Bind, I think the one round they lost was a situation where Smalls Nation, on a bonus round, mind you, it was an actual bonus round, Smalls Nation had to 1v5 ace clutch to win, killed 5 players, but did not stop the defuse in time. So it was basically an ace, no clutch situation, and that was the only round they lost. So, this player is just amazing for them, and why they kind of play Reyna. Their mastery of the character. When I say the meta isn't really as important as just how can you play it, and they're gonna find the judge. They found the judge, guys. It's over.
Yeah, you know, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how many times someone has gotten me right there, right, with that play. So it's good to, you know, it feels good for me seeing them taken out like that. Certainly doesn't feel good for Quinnipiac, but St. John's, once again, down to just 2. Can they come back? They don't have a Reyna clutch like they had last time, but you know what? Kenny with an Odin, that's gonna do the job too. A very aggressive TP from Invasive Karma. Read like a book. That's gonna be St. John's now at 9-0.
Yeah, that's 9-0, and it's even worse for them than the Sienna game. But I mean, it's just St. John's. Like, St. John's is just so good at this map. They have the clutch factor in a bunch of their players, Souls Nation. I mean, the biggest thing for them is that Void showing up. Void, I think, was the lowest performing member in their match against Wichita State on stream. If I'm not mistaken, could be wrong about that. Sorry, Void, if I am. Not sorry if I'm not. But you know. But them showing up is really important for them. I believe I'm like KO that time. Again, could be wrong. If I am, sorry. If I'm not sorry. But Popsia is sad. Popsia is sad. Popsia is very sad.
Popsia is very sad. I mean, having to use one of your knives to take out a recon bolt and then not finding any value with your knives, it just always hurts. You know, it takes so long to build those up. Quinnipiac will get the res off onto Sniper Bam, so now they have the advantage once again, but that hasn't meant a whole lot, unfortunately, for them in this matchup. Spike will be planted. Void with just 4 HP left. Contemplating using this orbital strike. They're ready for it. They're going to be able to catch out Qua. Doesn't quite kill them, but does a bit of damage. Empress now being used as well, so that is a lot of danger that Quinnipiac is now in. We're going to see Smalls Nation starting to push out from showers. Gaining a little bit more control of sight. That's going to be them taking out Sniper Bam. Quinnipiac down to just 2. Make it 1. Once again, it's just the Sage with a hope and a dream, and they are getting chased furiously by an Odin.
And this is just kind of what Smalls does with the dismisses, and kind of peak Reyna, what peak Reyna was known for, right? It's kind of giving you the glimpse back. Pre-nerf, I mean, they had 4 uses of the Lyra of dismiss or heal, and like Reyna was one of my most hated characters for a lot of reasons, mostly just the fact that like every time you trade with them, like you have a fight with them, they just go to full health, right? So none of your damage matters. So 1, none of your damage matters. 2, they can disengage from any engagement they want after they get a kill, or once a kill happens that they helped with. So, and there's just a lot of reasons why Reyna is so good as primary duelist, but they've kind of fallen off. Their Lears are not as consistent. They have less uses of this. Like when you can dismiss 4 times in a fight, like you can get 4 kills and dismiss every single time. Like that was crazy.
Right.
But it's kind of lessened up a lot.
It really, really has, and I think that's a really, really good thing. We're gonna see Sniper Bam get caught out. That's gonna be 1 in favor of St. John's as well. And you know, we're watching Kenny right now, and I just want to make a comment about their crosshair. I love looking at different players' crosshairs. Kenny's, you have the award now for the most unique crosshair I've seen. It did belong to somebody else previously, but you get it now, and you get the final blow as well. And that puts St. John's at 11.
Yeah, I will not say I have a crosshair similar, but I do have a moving crosshair because as I adjust to the shooting mechanics in Valorant from CS, I have to kind of know when my crosshair is good or not because it's different. The physics of it are different. Like I don't slide as much in this game, and it's a lot quicker to have like your aim reset, so I have to get used to that. But and also for like spread, it's random and whatnot, so I use it. But I already know all the recoil patterns and the recoil in Valorant is random, so I already know the recoil patterns in CS, so I don't need to like have a marker for that. So I just go for like a dot or whatever. But in this game, I do need it. So that is useful, not to that extent. That is excessive. That is excessive. I will say that is extremely excessive.
You know what? I've seen some wild crosshairs, and people use like every little bit of them. So I'm not gonna say that you know it isn't useful just yet. I will hold out judgment. I will let Kenny keep on fragging because that's what Kenny has been doing. And they've been loving that Odin as well. St. John's gonna get the plant on the site 4v2, and right now they're looking at a perfect half. It's just pops you left, and they're not gonna last long. And
it's pistol time.
It's pistol time, and it's entirely possible that this is going to be the last round.
Yeah, entirely possible indeed. And I will say it. I think they can, like, this perfect game. If it feels great for them because like they're definitely securing that second place for the most part, right? For them, but. I mean, again, it still kind of feels rough for them having to go second fiddle to Wichita State in this group. Obviously, they would have loved to come out first. The last prelim 2. I mean, prelim 1, they didn't make it out, but there's a lot of great teams there. Delaware was there. Butler was there. Wichita was there. A couple other teams were there, but they didn't make it into the playoffs then. Their group was really stacked. And second prelim, they came out first in their group, but lost the second seed of the other group. And so, obviously, would have loved to do that. Would have loved to make it out their first seed in this group. Not the case.
Not the case, but you know what? They look like they have come back with a vengeance. I mean, 12-0 scoreline is absolutely tremendous. You know, that's just incredible. And they're starting this round off well with 1 pick. Void going to press the issue, looking for another duel. And they're going to find it. Unfortunately, they're going to get flashed, but not for too terribly long. Long enough, though, to disorient them, and Rody Rob able to get the pick. So now, Quinnipiac at forward and forward. Take that back. 4v3. Halls Nation gonna be able to find a kill right there.
What is going on here? What's going on here? What's happening? Okay, they're gonna pop out. Gonna find the pick. I mean,
oh wow, Rody Rob.
That shot. Ace clutch. 2
Let's
bullets, 2 heads to take off. Has to reload. Still has 6 to go. Still looking for 2. No, they can't.
Kenny looking for that final blow. 15 health remaining. That's going to be St. John's getting the kill, getting the defuse, and getting a perfect game. 13-0 over Quinnipiac.
13-0 over Quinnipiac. And that's a way to end the night, I guess. That's definitely a way to end the night here for this group stage of prelims. Again, we have another day tomorrow, and then we have a week after we have the final stage. But still, a way to end it, nonetheless.
Yeah, just an absolutely dominant performance coming out from St. John's. Just tremendous. And Worstcast, been a pleasure once again getting to share the booth with you. Always enjoy our time together. Worst, where can people find you if they want to keep up to date on what you're doing?
That's my Twitter, right below my name. It's the same as my name, except there's an underscore in there because underscores make everything better. As a lot of things in esports Twitter handles go. There's a lot of underscores. You'll find it everywhere. That's where you can find me. So it's all my information's there. But yeah, if you guys want to keep up, I typically tweet out when I'm going live or retweet someone else's if I'm feeling a little bit sluggish. But yeah, always a pleasure to cast with you, Juggle God. Always have a ton of fun, no matter what game it is, Valorant, Overwatch, no matter what. I always have a ton of fun getting to juggle the mic with you. I'm on the top of my game right now. This is
You're great, my guy. Love working with you as well. You can find me at JuggleGod on Twitter. I'm JuggleGod literally anywhere you can think to look. Nobody else wants that name, so I get it all to myself.
You'd think there'd be more claim for that one. I feel like there'd be a lot of in the juggling space. I feel like there'd be a lot more competition for that name.
Yeah, no, I took it. It's mine. Nobody else has it, so I'm happy about that. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Collegiate Valorant tonight. That's going to be the group stages here. Thank you all so much. GG's, and see you next time.